So many women are unhappy, not because life is bad, but because at some point they got disconnected from themselves. If you are like me, maybe one day you chase somebody else's dream instead of your own. You went a different direction following love that ended up in heartbreak and failure. You realized you were in survival mode trying to get by at one point, and it took a really big, devastating break in your life for you to wake up. I think often, sometimes we're chasing something, we're chasing somebody else's vision, we're chasing somebody else's dream, we're chasing things that aren't really who we are or what we really want. Sometimes we even allow other people's desires to become our reality, and you go to sleep, you wake up and realize you are living in a false reality. That is not your life. And it breaks my heart. My dad and I talk about this often, chasing happiness, chasing success in the form of money, chasing success, looking for things sometimes out in the world to fulfill you that don't fulfill you. And then at what cost? Losing your soul, losing who you are, losing your identity, feeling disconnected from yourself. My dad and I talk about this often because that's my dad's story. And maybe one day I can get him to come on here. I don't know. Let me know if y'all would ever want to see my dad present. He has a lot to share, but he speaks from personal experience. And I mean, going through breast cancer, I realized now I have my own personal experience. When I was diagnosed, that shifted everything for me, and it was a really big wake up call. It was a big wake up call, and it showed me how my life had been boring and I've been playing it very safe. And safe can very much equal boring. I see it all the time too in friends that are literally living in this hamster wheel of waking up, get the kids ready for daycare, drop them off, go to work, a job they don't even love. They don't love their coworkers, or they, have to kind of keep to themselves. Maybe they have like leaders that aren't like the greatest. Then they get off of work, they go pick up the kids, they go home, make dinner, and then they go to sleep. And that's their day. And it's not that the day is boring. It's not that the tasks, are boring. It's the simple fact that there's no joy and there's no fulfillment. They're pretty much just existing. And when you do that and then you repeat that Monday through Friday, by the time the weekend comes, you're exhausted. You probably don't really want to talk to nobody. You're trying to recharge by yourself. You are trying to have some more you time and just to think, and that may not even include like you taking action on anything. It may just be you thinking. And sometimes your mind gets in this like hamster wheel of thoughts, and it doesn't feel like you're making much progress. I think there's a lot to be said there about living a boring life. And studies show we need more fulfillment as humans. We need like connection, we need play. Oh my gosh, we have gotten away from our childhood energy so bad, so bad. We cannot keep going like this. Like, you have got to incorporate some adventure. You've got to incorporate some joy. And I'm not one to be telling people what they got to do, but that is one thing where I'm like, if you don't, you're going to burn out. You're going to hit a wall. Like, there's only but so long you can 9 to 5, go to church, or 9 to 5, take care of the kids. Nothing about you. Take care of everybody else. You take care of everybody else, everybody else, everybody else, but yourself. You can't keep doing that, because guess what's going to happen? You're going to really get yourself in a hole taking care of everybody else, that then you are going to be forced to sit down and slow down to take care of yourself. Let me tell you, the way breast cancer sat me down clean, and I still was trying to be a busybody. Doesn't that sound crazy? That low-key kind of sounds like psychotic to me in a way, because why was I still trying to do all the stuff that I still tried to do? I was so deeply rooted and connected to functioning as a high functioning woman that I did not know how to take a break even in my diagnosis. How much deeper of a diagnosis do I have to get in order to realize, girl, chill out? I have some friends at that time tell me too, like, Renee, why are you trying to launch a new business? I was so gun ho on being stuck to, I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm strong enough to do this, I can beat this, it's good, I'm gonna keep going because I gotta show people that I'm not down and I'm not out, and then I gotta show myself that I'm not down and I'm not out. I just would not be still until one day God legit forced me to be still. You have that double mastectomy and you have 8 to 12 weeks of a recovery. Oh, you slow down. And then your mind eventually catches up to having to slow down too, because you can't do nothing. You're at home, you're stuck, you can barely lift your arms up your head. You got to get support with washing and caring for yourself. You got drains in your body, they hurt. And let's not talk about the nerve damage. That's a different story, you know? So it's like, man, when you're forced to sit down and you got to figure that out, yeah, that's what you'll do. And a lot of us are literally just running on a hamster wheel of being disconnected and living lives that don't even offer fulfillment. You don't even want to work at that job. Why are you still there? Why aren't you taking the steps to seek and look elsewhere? Be honest with yourself. And certain things that commit us to these companies show us they're not all committed to us. They're not all committed to keeping you in your position. They'll replace it in a minute. You know, we've seen that time and time again. People pass away, lose their life, whatever may be the situation, that trauma at hand. Their job is posted the next day. That's crazy. So we're working nonstop as avoidance. I got my notes to the side. We're working nonstop as avoidance, and we're not actually dealing with the the situation at hand head on. And that's typically what a person does when they don't want to handle something. They'll avoid it. And so you keep going and you keep going and you keep going, and you realize more and more that you're unhappy, but you keep trying to mask unhappiness with success. You keep trying to mask it with like productivity. You keep trying to mask it with like elevation and promotion and all these things, when deep down inside you are literally crumbling, you are breaking, you are crying, you are distraught, you're disconnected, and you feel like a zombie. Like you're just walking around existing, you're not actually living. You feel unfulfilled. And it doesn't take away from the positions that we have, right? Like the joy of, I mean, I love being a dog mom, but sometimes taking care of Cardi can exhaust me depending on the day. And I'm sure it doesn't take away from the joys of being a mom, right? You love your kids, but sometimes they wear you out, and sometimes you just need a break. It doesn't take away from the responsibilities and the things that we have to do. But when we're not actually allowing ourselves to be replenished, when we're not actually allowing ourselves to function and operate from where we really want to, then we're just living in a false reality, and we're living a life that isn't our life anymore. It's okay to outgrow things. It's okay to outgrow jobs. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to outgrow situations. It's okay to outgrow values. It's okay to outgrow your desires. It's okay if things no longer align. You have nothing to prove to nobody. The only thing you have to prove is to yourself. And if you aren't even being true to yourself, then what are you doing? Who are you being true to? You got to have truth and loyalty to yourself. I say this often, especially to my girlfriends that are moms. I'm like, honey, I want you to know it's you first, and then, and then the kids. You got to make sure you're taking care of you, because if you're not taken care of, it's almost like, think of a tree. Willow trees are my favorite. It's almost like a tree. And if you know a willow tree like I do, it is usually thick and chunky, and then it has all these beautiful branches, like just overflowing like a waterfall, right? And you, as the priority of yourself, you're the tree trunk. Like that's you. Everything else, they're the branches. Everything else, the kids, the job, your friends, the husband or the boyfriend, the partner, the dog, those are all the branches. So if you aren't taking care of you at the core, at the root, guess what's going to happen? Them things going to start to break off. Them things are going to start to shed and shiver and go away like the seasons changing. So we got to water us first. We have to. I don't care what anybody says. You have to water you first. When we're on the airplane, the aeroplane, my mom likes to call it, what do they tell you you got to do in case of an emergency? Grab your mask first. You, you. And it's not selfish. It's not stingy. There is nothing wrong with that. It's actually one of the most noble things you can do, caring for yourself first. Because when you care for yourself well, you care for others even better. When you really take into pouring into your soul, pouring into your spirit, right? Pouring into those needs and necessities that we have as human, pouring into the other things that just make up you, that bring you joy. When you pour into that, and then you're operating from a place of overflow, and people get the goodness of you. They get like the best of you. They get like the quality you. They get like that alkaline water you. Like, they get the good things. We're not getting the empty, the depleted, the drained, the exhausted. We're not getting, we're not getting Felicia on E. Like, we're not. And that is so important to remember. So I hope that sticks with you. I said this once, I'm going to say this again. No hobbies, no joy, no presents. You ain't got hobbies. You definitely, the joy is slim, okay? No presents. These things are important, and these things are essential to your life. Get some hobbies. And I'm telling you, try something, do something. Try a new hobby for a month, or even stick to something for a quarter. You know, if you find, and then you can even have a longer term hobby for a year. I personally don't consider the gym a hobby, because to me it's a form of personal development in a sense. But I mean, one maybe would say like bodybuilding or something could be a hobby. I mean, but it's so restrictive. It is demanding. I don't think it's more of a joyful outlet. I think people typically can use it as like an escape, or to get away from something, or to find something else to push through and exert all their masculine energy towards. Um, so I wouldn't really count that as a hobby. But I think when you actually lean into something that you may like, and it could be anything, it could be pottery, it could be an instrument, it could be learning a language, it could be crocheting, it could be knitting, it could be, I don't know, flag football, it could be whatever that you could possibly lean into, storytelling, videos, writing, anything like that. Find something that maybe you can do for a year, if it's something that you really find that you love, after you dabble and explore and try other things. And I think we also typically do survival disguised as success. I believe I mentioned that a little bit earlier. We'll wear that like a cape. We'll really wear that like a cape. We'll think that we are just doing it. And I mean, we are exhausted. We're running on fumes. Your nervous system is like loopy. Probably your cortisol levels are loopy. I've experienced that before when I went to get like a wellness check and some blood work done. I went to like a holistic practitioner. Oh, naturopathic doctor. I'm like, what was the name of it? I went to a naturopathic doctor, and I mean, when they put my blood work and then showed me certain things, I was just like, oh my God, it looked like I have been electrocuted. Like, it was just, I mean, things were all out of whack and just so out of order. And I could feel that inside too. I could feel it. And I just really had to like start to work on caring for myself, slowing down, taking a deep breath, doing a few things at a time. Okay, what am I missing? What do I not have enough of? What do I love? What can I make time for? If I can't fully prioritize it in the season, how can I get a little bit of it? And joy for me comes in micro moments. They come in me going to Starbucks and sitting outside of the park, my favorite park, and just letting the sun hit my face on like a cold winter day. It comes in walking through the park and seeing the willow trees and journaling by the water, by the river. It comes in so many different forms. As you can tell, I'm an outside girl. It comes with going and sitting on my patio and journaling as the sun is coming up. It comes with my quiet time and my intimate time with prayer and devotion with God. It comes with walking my dog and not being on a time limit. Joy comes with meeting my girlfriend in the morning for coffee and talking for 4 hours. Joy comes with catching up with my girlfriends, planning an intentional trip for a girls' weekend so we can get away and relax. Joy comes in walking in the evening, catching the sun going down, and being able to just talk and pray out loud without distractions. Joy comes in so many different forms for me, and I'm intentional about living there. I'm intentional about seeking it. I'm intentional about knowing it too, right? There's a power to knowing. Knowing means I'm in tune and I'm connected with myself. I'm in relationship with myself. I deserve to be in relationship with myself. I can't be in relationship with you if I'm not in relationship with myself first. I can't make sure I am who I need to be for you if I can't be that for myself. And so often, like I mentioned, self care will go on the back burner. When things change for us, we'll put self care on the tail end of things and we'll continue to give, give, give. And we think giving makes us a good person. We think giving makes us better in those moments. We think, like, oh, well, I show up for you and I don't really have it in me or whatever. That's your personal choice because you lack boundaries. You lack boundaries. And I'm not saying nothing's wrong with being a giver. Please, I'm not saying that at all. Like, give with a good open heart. I'm just saying every situation isn't linear, and we need to assess the nature of the situation and the nature of giving our time. If you really can't do it, communicate that. So many people have resentment for other people because of the boundaries you lack setting. And that is a you problem. That is not their problem. That's on you. You need to tighten up your boundaries. You need to be clear with what your boundaries are. And then you really need to understand, why are you even setting the boundary? What's the intention behind it for you to then better communicate and articulate and execute the boundary. Boundaries are for our protection. Boundaries teach people how to treat you, not in a vindictive, spiteful way. It's in a loving, caring way, and it's mindful. We're kind, mindful people. It's not about being nice, because nice is when you get walked over. Nice is when you basically just become a doormat. Nice is a form of people pleasing. Boundaries are for your protection. And there's a lot of things we resent because we don't have boundaries. And that's on us. That's all I got for today, y'all. If you are a person that is currently in a season of feeling unhappy, if you lack hobbies, if you are feeling like your joy tank is like on E, let me know in the comments. Where are you at? Like, what are you experiencing? What do you want to commit to changing? Meet me in the comments for the conversation. And if you are new here, I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and continue to join us. I create conversations that bring you back home to yourself, that help you become the woman that you secretly journal about in private in the morning. And I hope that you stay a while. So, all right, y'all, I'll talk with you soon. Have a good day. Bye.